First of all, let's all pretend that this says Johnny's mixtape instead of Awesome Mixtape Volume 2. Hey everyone, it's Jona, and I just finished Cobra Kai Season 4. It was a long-awaited return. I was so excited. And immediately after I finished, I was like, I have to talk about this. I have to get all of my feelings out there. And now, as I'm sitting here in front of the camera, I'm realizing I'm speechless. I honestly don't even remember what words are. I don't know how to even describe what I just watched. Honestly, like... what? But I really am going to try to form some sort of coherent thoughts. Hopefully thoughts plural, and not just like a single thought. I'm looking over there, I have Kreese Kringle set up, and he will be my inspiration. Thank you, Kreese Kringle, for all that you do throughout the month of December. Oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. There will be spoilers, but I will let you know when those are coming. First, I'm just gonna speak generally. I don't think I've ever watched a TV show as fast as I watched this season. I basically watched it like a movie, and I don't like doing that because I would rather space it out and keep that excitement going, but like I knew that there would be spoilers and that I had to commit. And also they make it really easy to just keep watching because they leave things on such suspenseful notes sometimes that you can't possibly wait. All that being said, I do wish that Netflix did a weekly release, but it's okay, here we are. I feel like it all just kind of blurs in my mind, like I don't know which episodes were which. It was all just one big thing. Something I really loved about this season was just all of the twists and turns and all of the unpredictability. Like I thought I knew certain things that would happen, but then they just totally flipped it around on me, which was so fun. It was so much fun. It's always really funny, it's always really heartfelt, it's always so dramatic, but in the best way. I love that everything about karate and stuff in this world is so serious and so intense and so life or death. You know it's ridiculous. Watching it, you're like, this is so dramatic and it's ridiculous, but it's so good. It's so entertaining. It leaves you with the biggest smile on your face, and it just always leaves you wanting more. I thought that this season was spectacular. I have yet to see a season of Cobra Kai that didn't over-deliver. Like, here are my expectations and here's where it ends up. And now I feel horrible knowing that I have to wait for another season to see what happens next, which is how I always feel. It's just so good. Okay, I think now I'm gonna get into spoilery stuff, so if you haven't finished it, because I don't know what order I'm gonna be talking about things in, they may not be chronological, just stop now and come back to this video once you've seen everything, because oh my gosh. Okay, where do I start? You know what? I did do a Cobra Kai tag, I think after season 2, maybe? So let's revisit those questions and see what I think now. I'll try to make this rapid fire so that it's not too much. Oh no, wait, okay, I think this was after season 3. Oh no, wait, it says the day I put this up, we got a season 3 trailer and a confirmed season 4. What? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is what I thought after season 2. Here were the questions. Are you more Cobra Kai or Miyagi-Do? And I guess now we add Eagle Fang. I think I'm still Miyagi-Do. I really do. In my heart of hearts, part of me is like, oh, I think I would be a cool Eagle Fang member. I'd be so scared, so afraid of Johnny, and so bad. But also, I think maybe it could help me grow as a person. I'm definitely not Cobra Kai, though. Definitely not. Favorite character? Oh, my favorite character is still Dimitri. But, Miguel. Miguel just tugs at my heartstrings. After this season, I'm like, oh my gosh. Please, can we protect Miguel and give him happiness? Character you're most like, still Dimitri, forever Dimitri. If it's not Dimitri, we're doing something wrong. Character you'd like to be friends with, Dimitri. Dimitri. But also probably Miguel, and also, yeah, that's it. Character you'd like to see more of in the next season. Character I'd like to see more of in the next season. I think maybe some more of Robbie, which I don't know why that's coming to mind. He did have a lot of moments in this, but not enough moments for my liking. Character you would most like to karate kick in the head. I know I said Hawk. I know I did. And now Eli, I would never kick Eli in the head. Who would I karate kick in the head? Probably Tori. I'm sorry. I know they're trying to make her more sympathetic. Favorite quote? I don't know. I don't know what my favorite quote from this season was. I have genuinely no idea, but I would love to hear yours. Actor you would most like to meet from the cast? I think just all of them. Definitely Ralph Macchio, for sure. I would love to meet Sholo. I would love to meet Tanner. I would love to meet Mary. I think Mary and I would get along splendidly. And of course Gianni, just to thank him for bringing Dimitri to life and showing me myself on screen. I did end up getting to see episode 1 a little bit early because I signed up for this Netflix virtual premiere thingy, and it actually worked out really well. I was concerned that like the quality would be lower, and they said it would be watermarked, but I didn't notice a watermark. And actually that was a really fun way to kick things off because I had to wait to see what would happen next after seeing that first episode, and it just left me so excited for all of the episodes to drop. I thought it was so well done. I love how it was just a direct continuation of season 3. I thought that the way that they introduced Terry Silver was really interesting and definitely like not what I was really expecting. Then on December 31st, I went right into episode 2. I have the Netflix descriptions of the episodes up so I can kind of try to remember which was which. Episode 2, Johnny picks up defensive strategies while Daniel learns how to go on the offensive. That was so funny. Oh, I loved seeing them train each other. I loved seeing Johnny try to do Miyagi-Do stuff. Like, that was so good. And the hockey game thing, that was an example of when I thought to myself, this is so utterly ridiculous, but so utterly fantastic. In that episode as well, Amanda confronts Tori. I thought Amanda's scenes in this episode in particular were so great. My best friend has always loved Amanda. I'm pretty sure Amanda's always been her favorite character, and I've always kind of been like, I don't know, like lukewarm on her, like she's fine, she's cool, but I loved her in this. I did feel bad for Tori that she got fired. I love that this show challenges us. Like, I've always just been like, ugh, Tori, I hate Tori. I love Peyton List, but I hate Tori. But like this season, like starting with her getting fired and stuff, made me feel a little more like, you know? There's always so much gray area with these characters, and they all go on such journeys, and they all have these huge character arcs. And that's just a really interesting aspect, that they're challenging my opinions. New kid Kenny is bullied at school. My heart couldn't take sweet little Kenny and the way he was being treated. It was horrible. It made me so upset. And I remember when we first saw that it was Anthony being part of the bullying, and I audibly gasped, and I was like, no way it's Anthony. That was great. And the like callbacks to them kind of being interested in the same girl, like Johnny and Daniel, that was really interesting. And they just made Kenny such a sympathetic, wonderful character right from the get-go. And I knew he was gonna join Cobra Kai, and it was tearing me apart. Episode 3. Kenny tries to become a student of Cobra Kai with some encouragement from Robbie. Oh, so conflicting. I love that Robbie took him under his wing and like, I was gonna say I loved that he brought him to Cobra Kai and like mentored him, but I don't love that he brought him to Cobra Kai. He could have just mentored him outside of it, but I get why they did it for the show, but like caring about these characters, I just hate seeing Kenny put in such an aggressive, scary position and like being laughed at and all that. Like it just made me feel so bad. But I really liked seeing that mentor, caring side of Robbie. I've always loved Robbie's softer side, like not softer side, just like calmer side. I don't know, the side when he's not so mad at the world. And it was so great to see that kind of back front and center. I thought their relationship was super intriguing and super endearing, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of Robbie and Kenny in season 5 for sure. Especially, I'm jumping ahead, but especially after Robbie's tearful reunion with Johnny and what he said about Kenny, like I need to see what happens next with that. I think Robbie's gonna like try to really help him and really just like take him under his wing, even if he doesn't know how to right now, and like Kenny might resist. It's gonna be emotional. It's gonna be like This Is Us levels of emotional. I'm calling it now. Also in episode 3, Johnny urges Sam to take a leap of faith. Sam jumping like she's Spider-Man. What was that? I hope that children out there that watch this do not feel encouraged to jump from roof to roof. I honestly wasn't sure if she would make it across, and I'm glad she did, but for a minute there I was like, is she seriously gonna fall onto this mattress? And when she was doing that sort of thing, I think that's when I was like, oh, are we gonna see Dark Sam? Is she emerging? I wasn't sure if I was ready for it, but I was excited about it. Episode 4, Kreese brings Terry back to Cobra Kai, but his former partner isn't interested in repeating history. Johnny grows envious of Daniel. of Daniel mentoring Miguel. You can't talk about it. It's too emotional. I saw somebody out there say that, like, oh, it's so repetitive, like Johnny getting jealous or whatever. I didn't feel that way. It felt so real to me. It felt honest. And I felt for Johnny, seeing Miguel and Daniel form this, like, really special bond. It was hard to watch, like, just thinking about how Johnny must feel. But I did love seeing Miguel and Daniel together, of course. I love Daniel. I think Miguel's great, and I thought it was super cool to see their dynamic and see what they had in common. And I thought Daniel had some really great advice for him about, like, your path not having to be linear. I thought that was a great lesson. And Miguel just seemed really happy, like, having Daniel as such a strong presence in his life, and that was great to see. But at the same time, it was so hard to see Johnny struggling with that and feeling so jealous. That was a tough one. Episode 5, Johnny and Daniel's dojo and their fragile alliance teeter on the brink of collapse when they agree to a winner-takes-all sensei showdown. Oh boy. I don't really remember, like, a lot of this episode from that, but, like, I knew that Daniel and Johnny's alliance and them working so well together was only gonna last a short amount of time. It was still sad when it fell apart. I guess having a common enemy was not enough, and that is sad. But, you know, they tried, an A for effort. Episode 6. A major change to the upcoming tournament sends Johnny scrambling to find a new recruit for Eagle Fang. That whole, like, karate council opening was a little bit weird. It wasn't my favorite. Some of the actors in that, I think, played too much into the ridiculousness, where it felt like a little not believable. But it did have funny moments, you know. I did appreciate some of the jokes in there. Johnny going around finding girls for Eagle Fang was really funny. Johnny is so problematic. He's very problematic, and you know what I realized? He reminds me of Michael Scott, where he's, like, problematic, but you see that the heart is there, and that, like, they don't intend it always to be problematic and really, really bad. And I think that's why it works, because there's so much heart behind the character and so much, like, good intention. Johnny definitely has good intentions. Sometimes they're deep down, but they're always there. And this is the episode where Tori must ask a favor of the LaRussos. I just, I don't know how I feel about Tori and Amanda's dynamic. I thought Amanda had some really great moments, but I also thought maybe her and Tori thing was a little too much at times. I don't know, I'm undecided about how I feel about that. I, like, kind of like it and kind of feel like it's a little much. But it was cool to learn more about Amanda's backstory, with her sharing a story that she hadn't even told Daniel. I think that helped really ground her and Tori's relationship dynamic thing. Sam, though, I always have trouble with Sam. I don't know what it is. At first, she was, like, my least favorite character in, like, season 1 and 2, because I just thought she didn't have a lot of levels to her, but I love Mary. I love Mary as a person. I think she's awesome, and that we would be really good friends. Seriously. Mary, if you're watching this, we should be friends. We have so much in common. But I don't know, for some reason, Sam is a character I've always struggled with. And then I think in season 3, I was like, yeah, I like Sam a lot. And then this season, I was like, oh, Sam, Dark Sam, I don't know. She went from kind of, like, having not enough dimension to me to, like, having too much of a dark dimension to me. But then in the finale, I really, like, came back on track with her when she was telling Daniel, like, that her decisions hadn't been made in life and they had a moment and she hugged him. I was like, okay, I get it. I get what this is. Teenage rebellion. I get it. And she's right. It's like one of those things where it's like, it's not my dream, Dad, it's yours. I'm giving up your dream. I think I'm on board. But her reaction to Tori and the way she was treating Tori at that mermaid party thing, that was not a good look at all. I mean, she was at her place of work and there were kids around that were just, like, trying to have a fun party, and Sam kept making it really awkward and weird and mean. That was not her finest hour at all. Episode 7. Daniel invites Anthony to join Miyagi-Do and discovers he doesn't know his son as well as he thought. Yeah. Anthony was horrible in this season. The way that he treated Kenny was horrible. And when Daniel found the Cobra Kai sweatshirt and Anthony was like, yeah, this Cobra Kai kid's, like, giving me a hard time, I was like, no, you didn't. You're a liar and you're mean and you're a bully. And then when he paid the guy to do the car thing, first of all, honestly, genius idea. I probably would have done it too, but, like, you have to take the time to learn Mr. Miyagi's ways or you will never be better. I don't know. Basically, I was just really mad about the whole thing. I'm mad at Anthony. Still am. Miguel learns the truth about Johnny and Carmen. Oh, that was so uncomfortable. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. And he handled it so differently than how I thought he would. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting him to be so calm about it and so okay with it. At least that's how it came across at first. But yeah, that would be weird. I'm just trying to think about it, and I think it would be a really weird position. And how would things not change between him and Johnny with this new dynamic? Episode 8, that was the prom episode. Miguel and Sam are excited about attending junior prom until another couple unexpectedly shows up. Fabulously. When they walk in, when Robbie and Tori walk in, that is $1 million shot. If I ever had an entrance like that, I would feel so great about myself. They looked they looked like $1 million. And then, like, that was just such a disaster. And this is the episode where Stingray came back. At first I was like, oh, cool, Stingray. But then I realized Stingray is really weird. Yeah, like the whole Ma-style party at my house thing, that was weird. And I couldn't believe that Tori, Robbie, Sam, and Miguel fought at the party. They were supposed to wait for the tournament. They're always fighting. And it was 100% Sam. Like, what was she doing this season? Like I said, Dark Sam, I just can't with. But that moment when Robbie and Sam were fighting, and she was like, you think I broke your heart? You broke mine too. I was like, oh, it's so complicated. It's so much. Oh my gosh. The most emotional moment. I can't believe I almost forgot to talk about this. It was after the prom when Miguel is already like feeling really down and dejected because of Sam and everything that went down with them. He comes to Johnny's place. He finds Johnny really drunk. That made me really uncomfortable because I have emetophobia and I was concerned that like something would trigger me in the scene. So I kind of like half watching and half on my phone at that point, just out of an abundance of caution. But then when he brought him to bed and Johnny was like, I want to be a father to you. I try to protect you. I'm just so bad at it. I looked up from my phone and Miguel's face. Oh my gosh, Xolo's acting in this scene destroyed me. And he was like, no, you're doing just fine. And then he like pauses and you're like, oh my God. And he's like, I love you. And then Johnny's like, I love you too. Robbie! I couldn't believe that he said Robbie. I'm frazzled about it because I just seriously couldn't believe he said Robbie, and the heartbreak that Miguel must have felt, and you could see it all over his face. It was just heart-wrenching. It was just like, if this teaches us anything, I care so deeply about these characters. And in that moment, I just felt nothing but like intense heartbreak and like, oh my gosh. Anyway. Moving on. And Terry lures Johnny to a familiar location. That was weird. Was that not weird to anyone else? Like the way that they're shifting Kreese to be more sympathetic, I don't know how I feel about that. It kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable. And Terry is just not, he's not all there. He's out of his mind. And him beating up Stingray was also really scary and really concerning. He's a very concerning character. But Kreese's reaction and like, because he was like ready to kill Johnny in season 3, in the finale of season 3. So like, it just was a little weird. But I'm trying to be open-minded about a change in Kreese's character. I love that Ralph's daughter made a cameo. That was really cool. I love cameos, and this show does them so well and so organically. Episode 9, the annual All-Valley Karate Tournament kicks off as several competing dojos vie for the Grand Championship and settle some personal scores. This episode got a lot of reactions out of me. The ending scared me so much. I was eating a cookie and I like threw my plate down and I was like, no, they're not doing this. If they had put Miguel back in the hospital, I don't know how I would have recovered. I was so scared. That was not funny. That was not cool. That was just mean. Also, other reactions, the Carrie Underwood thing. It's a no from me. That really took me out of the show, and it was distracting. It was not needed. It was weird. That was probably my least favorite thing to ever happen in a Cobra Kai episode. It was so... I hated it. I really hated it. I'm sorry if you, like, love Carrie Underwood out there. That was weird. something that really messed with my mind and my sense of time was that it's only been a year since the last All Valley tournament. That's hard to grasp. So much has happened, and I know in real life it's been, like 4 or 5 years? So that's a little hard to believe, but it doesn't really bother me at all. Maybe it would bother me if I just stumbled upon Cobra Kai right now and watched them all back to back, because then it would be more noticeable that, like, all of these characters have aged. It's a little weird to think about, but it's not so weird that it takes me away from the show or makes me like it any less. I loved seeing Dimitri showing off his skills and really winning at the karate tournament. It made me feel like someday I could win at a karate tournament. Dimitri's Star Wars reference about Anakin and Obi-Wan was specifically for me, directed at me. I loved it. Of course, I loved seeing Dimitri and Eli's friendship come back. The binary brothers, that's really all I wanted. They could have just given me that and I would have been like, great season, guys. Oh, you know who I would like to see more of in the next season? I think I'd like to see more of Moon. I think I would like to see more of Moon's home life, more of what makes Moon who she is. She's a really interesting character, and I feel like so far she's kind of just been inserted here and there, especially like when it comes to Eli. I'm interested to hear more about her. It was just so suspenseful. I was so stressed. I was really stressed during this whole episode. I think I was sweating. I was just like, what is going to happen? This is so much to take in. Episode 10, the tournament comes to a shocking end with the aftermath leaving its participants reeling, and 2 champions are facing uncertain futures. So true. When they did the countdown and they were like, Miguel has, a minute to get out here, I really wasn't sure if he was going to show or not show. Honestly, kind of glad he didn't. I didn't want him to fight. After that back thing, like, I know it was just a poll or something, but it was making me so deeply nervous that I was talking to the TV and I was like, Miguel, please don't fight. You don't have to do this. It's not worth it. You could really hurt yourself and it's so scary. And I know he didn't show for other reasons, but I was glad. I was relieved. Seeing Johnny and Daniel team up to be Sam senseis, that was really wonderful. There were a lot of really satisfying moments in this. I'm honestly not even really sure what happened with Sam and Tori's fight and how Tori won. I need to rewatch that. I know that she didn't get a point deduction when she should have, but that final spar, is that what it's called? That final spar thing, and then Sam was like, I don't know what happened, I'm sorry, or whatever. I totally missed something, I don't know. And I'm curious to know when Terry spoke to the referee and bribed him to help Cobra Kai win. Was that at the beginning? Was that midway? Was that after Tori said she wasn't going to take an order from him? I hate that he did that. That honestly shocked me. I truly didn't see that coming. And now what happens? It's like... And then Kreese going to jail? I've always said that Kreese should be in jail. I've said that to everyone I know that watches this show. And then when he's finally being arrested, I was like, wait a minute. No. And that's what I mean about them always flipping the script on me and keeping my opinions changing. Because why was I not happy about that? Why was I not happy seeing Kreese being taken away and going to jail? Because I guess Terry is worse, maybe? Is he worse? I don't know. Are they both just really horrible? I don't know. But I guess I wanted Kreese to go to jail because of things he has actually done. Maybe that's it. Maybe I wanted the satisfaction of seeing him being punished for things he actually did and not something he was framed for. I don't know what's going to happen with Kreese in the next season. I'm pretty sure Martin has posted that he has wrapped season 5. Is he just gonna be in jail? What is going to happen? Is Stingray gonna reveal the truth? Is the rigging of the competition going to come to light? Is Tori going to reveal that? How is she gonna deal with knowing that she didn't win fairly? How is Sam going to react after crumbling under the pressure? Well, she didn't really crumble under the pressure, but I'm sure she feels like she did. What's going to happen with Eli now that he's a champion and he feels like he's found who he is, which I really truly don't think he actually has. What's going to happen with Miguel and his father, his journey to find his father? Oh my gosh, I just want the best for Miguel. I'm so worried for him. He always has me so worried. Can I just know peace for a season? What is going to happen with Kenny? Kenny went from the sweetest kid to I'm really worried about what he's going to do, and I hope that Robbie really reaches out to him and helps him and guides him. And Robbie and Johnny's moments, I'm tearing up thinking about it. It was so beautiful. And it's what I have been waiting for. I've been waiting for Robbie to have that. And they hugged and they were crying and it was so beautiful. Oh, I'm so excited to see what happens with Robbie. Oh my gosh, Robbie teaching Cobra Kai Miyagi-Do made me so mad. I was so mad at him for that. I don't know if I'll ever forgive him fully for that, honestly. No, I'm sure I will, but it really boiled my blood. Robbie and Tori are a thing, I guess. I kind of hate that. I don't know who I ship out of like Sam, Miguel, Tori, Robbie, but every time they couple off, I'm like, It just never seems right. Something that wasn't addressed, which I find really strange, is that Anthony got beat up at the tournament, and like Amanda was so concerned about Sam getting hurt. Her son got beat up. He was in the audience with her, and then he wasn't, right? So like, isn't she wondering where he went, or is she just so consumed with the tournament? Which I understand, that she didn't notice. And if he didn't return to his seat, where did he go, and is he okay? Part of me in season 3 and in this season feels like Kreese is going to adopt Tori, but now he's in jail, so I don't know if that would really work out. But I don't know, like, part of me thinks maybe that's in the cards. He does almost sort of have like a fatherly dynamic with her. I don't know. Do I think that Kreese should have a child? No, not at all. But he is like softer and more nurturing ish with Tori, and I think that could be an interesting storyline. The ending with bringing back Chosen was so cool and so unexpected. What? I thought he was just like talking to Mr. Miyagi and then he was just gonna walk off into the distance. But then no, like that was a really cool reveal. They're so good at reveals and so good at cliffhangers and so good at leaving you wanting more. This is the 4th season and I have yet to feel any fatigue with this show. It always feels fresh. It always feels exciting, and I think that's really special, especially for like a reboot type thing. It pays homage to the movies so well and really incorporates nostalgia well, but it's like its own thing, which is so special, and I hope that it just keeps getting better and keeps up this momentum, because it would be devastating for like season 5, and if they have a season 6 to go downhill, it would be so sad to see the show go off on a bad note. But based on the track record, I feel highly confident that we are going to be getting some more really great content. I don't know, there's just so much to think about. I'm going to be processing this for weeks, if not months, if not a year. I would love to hear in the comments what you thought about Cobra Kai season 4. Make sure to like tag it with spoilers if you're gonna be spoilery, because I don't want anybody to accidentally get spoiled. Oh, it was such a roller coaster. It's all a blur in my head. I felt so many emotions. I feel like a changed person now, honestly. Just please let me know your thoughts. I would love to think more about this and talk about it and discuss it and just like fangirl over it. I love you all. Stay beautiful, you people. Bye.